On July 25, 1978, Louise Joy Brown, the world's first baby to be conceived via in vitro fertilization, or IVF, is born in Manchester, England, making headlines around the world. Little Louise weighs 5 pounds, 12 ounces. Her birth marks a breakthrough in medical treatment for infertility. The Browns' IVF doctors, British gynecologist Patrick Steptoe and scientist Robert Edwards, had begun their pioneering collaboration a decade earlier. Once the media learned of the pregnancy, the Browns faced intense public scrutiny, with some raising legal, ethical, and religious questions. Today, IVF is considered a mainstream medical treatment for infertility. Since Louise Brown's birth in 1978, more than 10 million babies have been born worldwide through the procedure. In fact, the Browns have a second daughter through IVF named Natalie. In 1999, Natalie becomes the first known IVF baby to give birth to a child of her own. The child is conceived naturally, putting to rest concerns that IVF babies would be destined to have fertility issues of their own. Natalie's big sister, Louise, the original test tube baby, also conceives naturally and gives birth to a child in 2006. It's impossible for me to talk about this story without it becoming personal, as 3 of my 4 children were born thanks to this medical miracle. It is also impossible to adequately express the pain, frustration, hopelessness, and ultimately joy Mrs. Lewis and I experienced during our journey with infertility. Here are other events that happened today in history. In AD 315, the Arch of Constantine officially opens in Rome to honor the emperor's triumph over Maxentius. In 1832, in Massachusetts, the first recorded railroad accident in U.S. history occurs, killing 1 person. In 1898, during the Spanish-American War, U.S. forces launch an invasion of the island of Puerto Rico. In 1943, Italian fascist dictator Benito Mussolini is voted from power by his Grand Council and arrested. In 1956, in heavy Atlantic fog, the Stockholm crashes into the Italian liner Andrea Doria, causing her sinking. In 1980, AC/DC releases Back in Black, the group's first album since the tragic death of singer Bon Scott. In 2009, Harry Patch, the last known surviving soldier from the trenches of World War I, dies at age 111. And now it's time for our Today in History quiz. Which U.S. president signed the order ending racial segregation in the U.S. military? Harry S. Truman, Dwight D. Eisenhower, John F. Kennedy, or Lyndon B. Johnson? Think you know the answer? Drop your guesses in the comments below. Find out if you're right next time on Today in History. You made it through Today in History. Nice work. Now treat yourself. Click the video on the right for what happened yesterday in history. Still can't get enough? The link on the left's got the whole playlist buffet. Want to make history a daily habit? Click my face in the middle to subscribe.